Hey guys, today we're going to be showing you how to remove and replace the sway bar links on your 2016 or 2017 Buick Encore. We're actually replacing them with these super awesome TTX sway bar links. TTX is a brand under Mevotech. Mevotech sells steering and suspension and brakes and a bunch of other stuff. So if you're looking for a pretty killer upgrade, these things are probably the strongest sway bar links on the market, and they're really over designed to last. So if you're tired of putting crappy sway bar links on, having to replace them every year or two, you're going to want to get some of these because they're probably going to outlast the vehicle. They have oversized joints inside of them, they're greasable, and they have multi-seal technology. So it really just keeps the rust and moisture out of the joint, which makes them last a lot longer. And as you can see, they're just a superior joint. So that's what we're putting on today. And to get started here, we've got the vehicle lifted up. We're going to remove the front wheels. So they should be 19mm wheel nuts. Okay, we've got the wheel off, and you can see this is where the sway bar link lives. Now, these links are different from left and right. They do have different part numbers, so make sure that you get the correct one for whichever side you're replacing. Usually you change them out in pairs, but just a heads up, if you are changing one side, they are left and right specific. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do here before we attempt to remove the nuts that secure the link to the strut and to the sway bar itself is to clean the threads. You can see the threads that protrude out the end, and they get rusty. So our best chance of getting these nuts off is to clean the threads the best that we can so that they don't jam up and cause that stud to just start spinning. If it does spin, it's not a big deal. 9 times out of 10 it will spin. And you can see that we do have a T30 Torx on the end of this. I believe these are factory GM sway bar links that come on the vehicle. So we can use a combination of either a wrench and then a T30 Torx to hold the stud in place to keep it from spinning. And if that doesn't work, if for whatever reason that rounds out or something, we can always use needle nose vice grips to try to hold the stud on the backside. So I've got myself a little wire brush here on a drill, and we're just going to try to clean this the best that we can. Okay, once you get that cleaned up, it's a good idea to just follow that up with a little bit of penetrating oil. And once again, that's just going to reduce the amount of friction and really help you get that nut off. So now we're going to switch out, and I'm just going to go right for the impact gun. The factory size nuts are 18mm. We're going to see if we can't just get this off right off the get-go. And as you can see, the nut has now started to spin with the stud. So now we need a way to hold that stud. And I think what I'm going to try to do is just utilize that T30 Torx in the front along with a ratcheting wrench. Okay, so you can see we really don't have a lot of room. If I try to turn this, maybe we will be able to have a little bit more room. We really don't get a lot of throw only because of the shape of this bracket. It's just going to run into the wrench. However, it might be just enough. So we're just going to try this. All right, we're just gonna go right for the vice grips. The way that this bracket's molded, it's kind of lame, and you don't get a lot of room to really get in there to work, so we're just gonna try this. You wanna put these on basically as tight as you can possibly get those on there. I prefer needle nose vice grips. I find they get in there the best, but you can try whatever vice grips you got at home. And then that usually does the trick. And now we got to do the same for the bottom. So once again, 18mm on the bottom. I recommend that you clean the threads and lubricate them the best that you can. There's the stud, okay? And you can see how that's where we were biting onto with the vice grips. There's no slot or anything to hold that. So cleaning the threads is the best way to go to increase your chances of just getting that off. All right, we just use a swivel on an extension to get in there, but I know most of you guys are at home maybe don't have swivels. So, you know, probably use a wrench or something like that. And now we got this off. So what we want to do now is basically just prep the surfaces. And these ones actually aren't too bad, so I'm not going to worry about it. But if yours are really rusty and have rust scale on them, you're going to want to just wire brush that off and clean them up before we go ahead to put the new links on. All right, in the kit, you're going to find 2 new fasteners, 2 greasable joints, or grease fittings rather, sorry. And they also give you a wrench as well. Now the wrench, this is pretty nice. There is actually slots on this stud. So not only is that going to aid in installation to keep the stud from spinning, but also if you were to ever have to remove this to change other parts and you need to take this off, well, you got a way to hold that stud. And not only is there slots on the side of the stud, but they do give you a hex key cutout as well. And I'm going to guess that's probably 5 millimeter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, let's get this put in. So after you've confirmed which side is which, you're just going to simply line these up. You may need to just, you know, move the stud so that it lines up with the hole, and then just pass that through. Hand start the fasteners, make sure that they thread on correctly. Now these nuts actually, I believe, have a nylon insert on the very end of them, so it's acts as a thread lock. We call them nylock nuts. All right, we're just going to try to hit them, see if we can run these down. And the stud is spinning right away, so there's our cue for the wrench. And just choose the correct size. This is a multi-sized wrench. And we torque these down to 48 foot-pounds. That's the spec for both nuts. Now I'm just going to go ahead and tighten down the other one. Now I may need the wrench to hold that to keep it from spinning. Now, so all we want to do is just hand start these into the holes. Now I'll probably just, I guess you guys can see. Then we're going to tighten those down with a socket. So the grease fittings here are actually 8 millimeter, in case you're curious. And you just want them to be, you know, hand tight. Don't over tighten them, they're just small threads, but you can see that the grease fitting's pretty much bottomed out. And then all we got to do is the same thing for the bottom. Okay, so these joints from Mevotech, the TTX line, do come pre-greased. However, we're just going to give this a couple shots of grease here. And it's really up to you if you wanted to add grease or not. But I figured I might as well just add a couple pumps. Doesn't hurt. All right, then we're just gonna put the little caps on here that protect the grease fitting from any outside corrosion and all that good stuff. All right, last thing you gotta do is just put the wheel back on and you're pretty much done. You're gonna wanna torque the wheel nuts down to 100 foot-pounds, do a 5-star pattern and do 2 passes of that. Just ensure the wheels are good, and then after 60 miles or 100 kilometers of driving, it's always a good idea to just make sure the wheels are retorqued and everything's cool. But that's pretty much how to remove and replace sway bar links on your 2017 Buick Encore. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments, and if you liked the video or found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.